It's about adventures and saving the world and having magic.
After a year and a half of socially distant, masked, and pre-recorded shows, theater is finally returning to normal. But the fall show, She Kills Monsters, is not your average school play.
She Kills Monsters is a story about Agnes Edmonds and her younger sister Tilly, and Tilly is killed in a car crash, and Agnes develops this relationship and gets to know her sister better after her death through Dungeons and Dragons.
The show transports you to an exciting fantasy world with monsters, fairies, elves, and even demon cheerleaders. But there are also a lot of heavier topics as well, such as grief, discrimination, denial, and acceptance.
Something that's really hard for me about playing the role of Agnes is I know that she's a character that so many people can relate to when you lose a loved one and like how hard that is. It makes me be vulnerable, I guess, in an aspect that I guess I wasn't really like extremely prepared for when I stepped into the role.
I can't. The first thing we think about when we select a show is what's going to challenge the students. We feel that it's a show that promotes equality and diversity. It's set in 1995 in Athens, Ohio. We do have some LGBTQ characters in the show.
Lilith is the demon queen that she plays as Dungeons and Dragons, so it's her character. Lily is the actual person day to day. Well, Lily is obviously closeted and doesn't want anyone to know that she likes girls. So that's a little hard to play.
In 1995, many kids weren't out about being gay. That has been a challenge for the kids. They can't understand why that wouldn't be a thing in 1995.
But Gahanna isn't the only one putting on this show this year. Hillsborough High School near Cincinnati is also putting on She Kills Monsters, but they aren't as lucky as we are.
A minister raised some concerns about the content and having LGBTQ characters in the show, and the board took it off.
Reading that article was so devastating. It's just such a huge deal to be able to represent those stories and be able to perform in such an open community that allows for these stories to take the stage.
It means a lot to me because I relate to most of the stuff that's in this play.
I guess I didn't realize, like when we first started rehearsing the show, like how important the show was and what a deep message it had.
The one thing the kids told me after they read the show is that it's so real and so pertinent to make sure that this platform is voiced and put out there for people.
The fall play has been full of challenges, but it's nothing Gahanna's theater department can't handle. This is Gabriella Fabrizio for Lincoln Live.